We have a core focus of helping people and improving communities through real estate. So we think that by having this group and educating other real estate investors, that can kind of help 10x our goal of helping people and improving communities. Yeah, so the BRRRR strategy: buy, rehab, rent, refinance, and most importantly, repeat. So there's actually a couple people here, so I guess I didn't make the introductions, but Caitlin is my wife, so she works with us on these deals. And then my partner Harvey, like we mentioned, and then Christy is our acquisitions person, so she deals with most of our inbound leads and helps us find deals and those sorts of things. So this particular house, we actually purchased from a wholesaler. So the house, I mean, you guys have kind of been around, built in 48, 1,300 square foot, 3-bedroom, 1-bath. So just outside of Bexley. I personally love houses that are close, right close to the main drag, near shops and businesses and those sorts of things. So the purchase price on this house is $104,500. We kind of work our way back into the purchase price. So this is sort of the formula that we use. And so to be able to refinance out of that on the back end, we need to be all in purchase and rehab. So we're going to take 75% or 70% of the after repair value, and then we're also going to subtract the rehab cost. So our rehab here was about $36,500. We'll get into the specifics of that shortly. But that left us with, about $99,000, $100,000 roughly. Just a couple before and after photos. House wasn't in too bad of condition. There was some weird stuff. I think there was definitely some things that they maybe tried to cover up, and just some strange things like this. The window to the right of the front door there is actually in this bathroom behind you guys. They just put a shower surround over the inside of the window and then painted the outside white. So the kitchen was pretty dated. We went back and forth quite a bit actually. We thought about keeping these cabinets, but honestly, cabinet repairs can get costly pretty quickly, and sometimes it's easier just to tear them out and start over. So basement in this house was actually pretty good. The beams were already here. We did have our basement guy come in and take a look at those. He gave them, like a 95% approval. So that's good. Here's kind of the breakdown of some of the construction costs. This was in the beginning, so they might have shaken out a little bit differently. So there are some areas where we try to save money, but there are also other areas where we'll spend a little bit more money now in order to make this a better rental property. The rent, there's not a ton of rent comps around here. There's I think in the zip code, there's 3 houses for rent or something. 1,300 is conservative. Well, there's a slide a little bit later of Harvey's kind of spreadsheet of the rent and cash flow scenarios. I actually think we'll push this up to, I think we can get 1,400. So the refinance piece, so once we get a tenant in here, get a lease signed, but basically this is kind of the amount we're expecting to get back, the loan amount we get on a refinance. And again, we're underwriting that pretty conservatively. We think 195 will be the appraised value once now that it's done, once the appraiser comes through. And then again, conservatively, we know we can get a loan for at least 70% of that value. We'll actually probably be able to do higher than that, like 75%. But probably worst case, we get $136,500 on the loan for this property, which is just shy of our total all-in cost. It's kind of a hybrid funding option that we used here. So we used a hard money lender to get the purchase and the rehab cost. But our sort of hybrid approach that we used on this deal and some others in the past is we also raised the rehab funds from a private money lender. So we borrowed $40,000 to fund the entire rehab on this project. So we go through, I think on this one we did maybe 2 or 3 draws from the hard money lending company. But so we're using the private money, fixing things up, and then we're reimbursing that from the lender. So that we're able to do this project, at least this specific one, with almost no money out of our pocket. We might have had a few grand in the shuffle, but for the most part, without any of our own money, we're kind of cycling this whole thing through. So here's kind of a breakdown of the cash flow. This is just 3 different scenarios with rent at $1,100, $1,200, or $1,300. Obviously, you guys know if you're looking to buy houses right now, the market's pretty tight. So most importantly, repeat. The whole reason we use the BRRRR strategy, and the reason that's such a powerful strategy, is because you can just recycle, recycle, recycle. If you can get 100% of the money out that you put into the deal, you can just go put it right back into the next one, rinse and repeat. You can do an infinite number of deals.